So it's that time of the year again. It's PHEX time. And I'm here again with my good friend Thomas. And we've got a Klingon this year. We've got Big Liam with us. But first of all, we've got our breakfast to get stuck into, what my sister has just lovingly cooked for us at Morrison's. So let's get on with having our breakfast, and then after that we're going over to the Theatre of Dreams, where my City fan mate Tom loves going every year, and get over to PHEX. So, bon appetito, as they say in Manchester. Here we are again, Tom. Theatre of Dreams. Look at that beautiful stadium.
Like I say every year, crap bit of scaffolding.
Yeah, leaky roof. Crap team. What else have we got?
If you really got beside, there'll be loads.
Coming to the Alex Ferguson stand. Best manager ever. History of football.
You're talking history, man.
Oh, it's still history.
Best manager ever is Pep.
No. Definitely not. Not yet. Another couple of Champions Leagues, another couple of leagues might make him, but he'll be gone by then, won't he?
No,
Don't stay long. Don't stay long. Anyway, let's join the queue.
Again, to Theatre of Dreams.
I'm a little early, so while I'm waiting for 10 o'clock for the exhibition to open, I'd come to the Red Cafe, being a season ticket holder and all, and enjoy a latte. And a biscuit. All for £3.50. Cheers, United.
Dodgy dart again.
Now PHEX isn't just plumbing and heating, you can also play a load of games. So, I had a go at darts. And I became number 6 on the leaderboard. I played the Residio Mighty Impact game. And I won a little piggy bank. I also got to play golf at the Gas Tight stand. And I managed to get one in, so I won a stress ball. I also saw a couple of TikTok legends. And plenty of old friends. So let's get over to the Worcester Bosch stand here at PHEX and take a look at their brand new boiler, the Worcester Greenstar 1000 combination boiler. So let's get on with it. The Worcester Greenstar 1000 is a budget-friendly solution that'll give most small homes everything they need. It's designed to be tucked away inside a kitchen cupboard, and with the quick tap feature it can cut down on water usage. It comes with a 5-year guarantee when fitted with any system filter. Its dimensions are 655mm high, 395mm wide and 285mm deep. As well as being a compact design, it is also lightweight. This boiler only weighs 26 kilograms. The boiler comes with fully recyclable packaging. There is no polystyrene used in this boiler box. So let's get this front cover off and check out what the Worcester 1000 has to offer. There are just 2 screws holding this front cover on, which makes it incredibly easy to remove. One here on the left and one on the right, and you don't even need to take them all the way out. So first of all, inside this cover you will be able to see straight away this is Worcester's budget boiler. No soundproofing in here, just a seal going all the way around the sides and the hole in the middle. Now the first thing you notice when you take this front cover off is this Worcester 1000 has a stainless steel heat exchanger, which is incredibly rare for Worcester because all their other boilers have aluminium heat exchangers. Anyway, let's start at the top of this boiler, let's work our way down and see if there are any other surprises in this Worcester 1000 combination boiler. So besides the heat exchanger being stainless steel, another change we can see straight at the top is this boiler comes with a fixing bracket rather than a jig. Now the turret is the standard Worcester turret, but the 3 screws you see here are only the transit screws. You will need to replace these screws with the ones supplied by the manufacturer when you start to install the boiler. The maximum flue lengths for this boiler, whether it's the 24 kilowatt or the 30 kilowatt, with the 60-100 flue system, is 9 meters horizontal and 12 meters vertical. Now one of the things what probably won't go down well with engineers with this boiler is the 2 side panels do not remove. They are riveted together to create a box. Now let's have a look on the inside of this boiler, and again let's start right at the very top at the flue turret. Now straight away we can see something else that is new for Worcester, and it's this drain pipe here. Now this drain goes all the way from the turret all the way down to the condensate trap at the bottom of the boiler. This is to collect any rain that comes through the flue. Now let's take a look at this brand new stainless steel heat exchanger which Worcester have never used before. Again, something incredibly new which you see straight away on this heat exchanger is this temperature sensor here. So this will monitor the temperature of the burner door and stop it overheating. On the right we've got the standard flame rectification and ignition. So let's remove this burner door and take a look inside the heat exchanger. So first thing I'm removing is the HT lead and this earth wire on the right hand side, and then we can get these temperature probe disconnected. Now I'm going to remove this gas connection here, which just seems to be tightened on by hand. Inside the gas connection you can see it's brass with a rubber O-ring. Next I need to remove this air intake pipe and the condensate trap to be able to take off this burner door. Now when I tried to remove the air intake pipe, the whole thing came off the fan, and I don't know whether it was supposed to do that or not, but it came a bit fiddly. So now I'll need to remove this rubber hose off the condensate pipe. So once I'd removed this rubber inlet hose off the top of the condensate trap, then the air intake pipe just came off really easily. The trap itself, you just tilt to the left and the whole thing comes out of its bracket. So before I remove the 4 nuts off the studs, I'm removing the electrical connection off the fan. Now before you remove the nuts off the studs, you'll notice that they are all numbered for when you're taking them off and when you're putting them back on, and this is so you don't twist the burner door. Now once you've removed these nuts in number order using a 10mm spanner or a socket, it's just a matter of lifting out the burner door. Now once we've got the burner door away from the heat exchanger, it actually makes it easier to disconnect the last couple of electrical connections. So we can get at this connection very easily. It was a bit fiddly to get off, and then even more fiddly was this earth wire which was on the bottom of the fan, which took some tugging to get it out. But now you can see we've got the heat engine out, so we can look at now the gasket here, the electrodes and the burner. So you can see the burner and the electrodes are pretty much the same as what every other manufacturer that uses this heat engine. Now the gasket around the outside, they said, could be replaceable every time you take off the door, but it needs to be checked to make sure it's not damaged. So let's take a quick look inside this stainless steel heat exchanger. Straight away you can see it is the one pipe coil made of around 22mm pipe, and again pretty much the same as what everybody else is using. So now we've got the heat engine out, we can have a look at this composite hydro block in more detail. So you can see the plate-to-plate heat exchanger just has one screw to remove it. Now this heat exchanger for the 24 kilowatts will give you 8.5 litres per minute at a 40 delta T, and the 30 kilowatt will give you 10.8 litres per minute at 40 degrees C delta T. Now just to the right of the heat exchanger is the expansion vessel. Now the Schreider valve for easy access is at the front of the expansion vessel, but this expansion vessel is only a 6-litre vessel, so there is a chance you may need to use an external vessel on big systems. But really, this boiler is only designed for the smaller systems. Just to the left of the expansion vessel is the pump automatic air vent. This is incredibly easy to remove, just pull out the pin and out it comes. And it goes back in just as easy. So just down and behind the automatic air vent is the fan. So this is an M-Fast fan, which you find in a hell of a lot of boilers with this kind of heat exchanger. Now directly under the expansion vessel is the ERP pump. This is also a delta T pump, so it will keep the correct temperatures between the flow and the return, so no need to mess around with the speed of the pump. Now this is a strange one, which I was told, depending on which box you get, will depend on which pump you get in. Now some of you may get a Grundfos UMP3, or some will get the Taco pump like it is in this one. So, a bit strange to me, depending on which boiler you buy, depends which pump you get, but there you go. Just to the right of the ERP pump is the diverter valve, and right at the very front of the boiler you can see the mechanical pressure gauge. Now right under the diverter valve is a drain for draining the heat exchanger. And this is where you'll connect your hose pipe just underneath the bottom of the boiler on the right hand side. Now just above the plate-to-plate heat exchanger you will find the pressure relief valve, which again is easy to remove because it's just on a clip. The discharge point for the PRV is this one here, the last one right on the right hand side. The gas valve is the Honeywell Residio 24 volt valve. And possibly the hardest thing you will find on this boiler to replace or get to is the flow turbine, and this is hidden here right behind the pump. So according to the manufacturer's instructions, you need to remove the pump head to be able to get at the flow turbine. Now right under the pump you will find this little white gadget, which is a selectable cold water inlet silencer for when you have high mains pressure areas. So let's take this cover off on the control board and actually have a look at the electrical connections for this boiler. On this left hand side of the board we've got our live, neutral and earth connections and our 230 volt switch live connection. On the right hand side we've got our low voltage bus connections and our weather comp connector. Because this is Worcester's entry-level boilers, controls are very limited. You can only use hardwired Worcester controls or third-party controls. There is no place for the Worcester key system, or there is no space at the front to plug one in. Now the control panel on the front pretty much looks the same as the 2000, 4000, 8000, but it is a black and white screen and doesn't have as many options as the other boilers. Even though this is Worcester's entry-level boiler, this boiler can still be range rated on its heating side to 50% of its maximum heating load. Now this task is incredibly easy to do, so we press and hold these two buttons for about 5 seconds. It will now come up installer level, but we want installer level 3. So we go to installer level 3 and we press this button to accept. Now we're in 3B1, which we want, and we accept that again. Now the fan speed is at 100%, so we use this down arrow now to get it to 50%. Now we're at 50%, press this button again to accept. This is now at 12 kilowatts. On the heating. So let's finish off this in-depth review of this Worcester 1000 combi boiler by having a look at the valve set. So if we start on the left hand side, you can see first of all there are 3 grey electrical glands for the installation of the wiring for this boiler. Just behind the wiring glands you will see the condensate pipe outlet. Just to the right of the condensate outlet you will find the flow pipe isolation valve. Next, hidden by the gas valve, is the outlet for the hot water, which does not have an isolation valve. Next is the gas isolation valve, and you can see it requires this little copper pipe which comes with this valve to actually direct the gas in between the hot out and the cold in. Notice there is no inlet test point here. You would do your test at the gas valve just above this isolation valve. Next we've got the isolation valve for the cold water coming into the boiler. Then we've got the return for the central heating, and then the last one on the right hand side is the exit point of the PRV. Now one thing you can see what's missing under this Worcester 1000 combi boiler is the keyless filling link. So one of the things you will have to install and supply separate from this boiler is the filling loop. And like all the Worcester models, if you've got a non-return valve in your cold water main or you have a water meter, you will need to install a mini shock arrestor on the cold water coming into the boiler. Here you can see the valves themselves are the correct distance for a standoff clip for the pipe to be able to go straight into the valves. You can also see the correct way of installing the gas pipe. Now that's the end of PHEX 2023. It's time to go home, but I thought I'd just show you my boils first. I've not done really that well. I normally get bags and bags and bags of stuff, but I was too busy chatting to be thinking about getting bags of stuff. So first thing, my little piggy I won with that game from Residio, Honeywell Residio. Got my little piggy. My stress ball. That's what I won off Gas Tight, a stress ball doing the golf, getting one in. God knows what I would have got if I got 6 in. So what else did I get? Well, I got a nice cup off Houghton. So they've given me a nice cup. So that's good. Socks from Kane. I don't know what size they are. Ah, 9s to 11s. They fit as well. How did they know I was 9s to 11s? Anyway, pair of socks. I got this Allen key from ATAG for the heat exchangers, for undoing the 2 big bolts for the heat exchangers. So I got one of them. What else did I get? Oh, I got loads of key rings. Oh yeah, I got a non-contact voltage indicator from Kane also. That was good. Dakin or whatever they're called. They've got one of them window scrapers for on there, so I've got one of them. Just a minute. Hello! No, it's not Jones the Gas, it's me. So let's get on with it. I also got a bleed key, a Jones the Gas bleed key. Look at that, already on my keys, ready, waiting. And I also got one of these from Testo. Everybody was walking around with these. So if you see a load of plumbers and electricians and gas engineers with one of these boxes, you know it's either come from installer or it's come from PHEX. So Testo gave me one of those. And also they gave me 2 bottles of beer and a bottle opener as well. But it's no good to me because I'm a teetotaler. So I've got 2 of these bottles. But I'm sure my wife will enjoy a beer and have a bottle opener to open it. And then obviously got loads and loads of pens. But that's my major stuff I got from PHEX 2023. So don't forget, go to PHEX 2024 and you might get a load of freebie stuff. So that's the end of the video. So hopefully you've liked the video and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.